somebody asked us how we work together without killing each other, and we are here to tell you that it's very hard because we're in a fight right now before we made this video. You want to talk about why we're in a fight right now, or why we're in tension?
Because working together is hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really hard to remain grounded and embodied when work is the issue. Like, you know, the thing that we do to survive is the issue. It feels very urgent. Right.
Means a lot to us.
The era that we're in, as we're watching like a colonial empire kind of at least reveal itself, like capitalism is not working, and people like starting to go into business together and starting to become business partners with their like potential friends and community or partners. What like tips? I think this could be a good place to give people some tips on what it's like when the labor is love. You know, like the work that we do is so rooted in content that is accessible to people and intimate and deep and vulnerable. And then we literally work with people in that capacity, and we're also in relationship to each other in a big way outside of that.
Right.
So what is one tip that you would start with at the top of your head?
Remembering why you're doing this. I don't know if that necessarily helps us all that much, because that sometimes it feels so big when you do things that way. I think a lot of people in activist spaces experience this, like the burnout of caring so much, so to speak. So honestly, I would say when you're choosing to make all the aspects of your life aligned, and when those things intentionally oppose the major systems at place that are oppressive, then yeah, you're going to keep running up against ways that that's going to be challenging beyond just the work itself. It's going to mean that you're going to have to practice really good de-escalation tactics, because you are building deep, intimate, rooted, life-staking relationships founded upon beliefs that mean the world to you. Right. So if you don't have laughter or rest and ways to make the same very life-staking work fun, then it's not going to be very sustainable. And I think that's the case in all relationships that are deep and meaningful and intimate in that rooted way that we try and teach people is worth it. The only reason we keep choosing this is because we know it's so much better than the alternative. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but after 2020, I can't go back the way it used to be. I mean, I know we want to all pretend like business as usual, but I feel the urgency. I think that urgency, I also, again, to remind people, like, has to be met with also rest and recovery. So it's hard. It's a balance. It's a constant balance.
Yeah. Levity. Because, like, rest and recovery, it feels like like rest is so subjective, or like who gets to rest more is not always accessible. But I think that levity is typically what, during like tension around these high stake urgent things, like the work that we do means the world to me. And then sometimes I can really take myself seriously. Like I am doing this, like I get into this mindset where I can't like laugh at this because I'm like, this is too important to bring like levity into, and I have to hold on to this argument, and I have to hold on to this story or narrative because this thing is so precious or so important or so like high stakes, that without levity and just like authenticity, and you know, so many of our conflicts come from just an anxious moment of wanting to get something done, and it just spirals from there, like because of like the high anxiety by each of us, or one of us triggers the other with it. Like one of us would be chilling, like, I'm not, this is going to be cool, this is going to be fine. And then the other one gets anxious about it. It's like, well, fuck, now I'm worried. And now we're fighting. But being able to laugh at those things, or just like also realize that we're human and allow our humanness to exist in those moments, it's typically what carries me through when I'm teaching and like stumble or carries me through an argument or de-escalates me during an argument, rather, not carries me through it, because I want it to be done.
So that's why you opened up with this.
I opened up with this to start, because we were trying to come on here and like have a polished version of who we are and what we do, and I think who we are is a lot of things. We are business partners, we are roommates, we are family, we are lovers, we're caretakers. We wear a lot of hats in our relationship. I think what makes our work unique is because we have this deep personal bond. That's such a key part of our work. It is on the basis of what we learned, like moving through the world together, which includes fighting.
It absolutely does, and so much of our work is helping people have conflict better, because conflict is inevitable, disagreement is inevitable. As a conflict averse person, it even took me a long time before I could admit to having conflict I thought it made me a bad person to even have conflict. And I know in my reprogramming, in my rewriting of the narratives, and my recovering perfectionism, that conflict is actually to have it and come out of it and feel like, and know that there's growth and learning from it, is way more commendable, I would say, than avoiding it altogether. I'm also avoidant, obviously.
Obviously. Yes. Learning how to fight better. It's not just crucial for interpersonal relationships. That's like, it's crucial for community. It's crucial for fighting systems of oppression. Like learning how to fight like with heart and vulnerability and with earnest, and I don't know, being able to create from a place of tension or use like our work to move through something together and maybe process differently when talking like directly to each other is hard. I feel like we struggle so much here with like waste. Like I think for me it's mostly time or like effort, and for you it's a lot of things, but I think so when we're in conflict, I'm like we're losing time in like where this could be put somewhere else.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. So I thought this was a good opportunity to maybe answer a question we've actually gotten from a lot of people, especially in like encouraging people to choose paths that are unconventional. And a lot of our conflict is because we are writing this as we are learning, like as we're navigating it, we are learning it, and then we're also like writing it literally and giving it to y'all.
It's a chosen path for sure.
It's an acquired taste.
It's exactly, and you can mix and match whatever flavors you like. It's just there's more out there. It's just quite intimidating when it's not represented and or actively oppressed.
Yeah, they don't want people to be doing what we're doing.
No, it's a well-kept secret, and that is also part of the context that we bring here, is the ancient knowledge of our ancestors and tapping into that and sharing it with folks who share similar ancestors, who are of the diaspora, who just have roots to culture and practices that aren't like what we see in mainstream media, and if not fully condemned and bastardized and framed as evil or bad and dark. But all of that is really a part of how we live our lives and encourage other people to live their lives and to build ritual and meaning and sacredness in their day-to-day lives. So we bring that here as well. Yeah.
Welcome to one of our little rituals. Thanks for bear witnessing to it.
Yes. Thank you. Do you have more to say?
I don't have more to say. I think that get ready for more vulnerable content from us. We have been missing this vessel of creation with each other, and I think it's actually a much needed catharsis in our relationship to create together. Who knows what's gonna come of this? You're gonna see some fun, weird, educating stuff.
Fun, weird, educating stuff.
Fun, weird,
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
And stay tuned. Bye.